Well, hello and good evening. It's about 8 o'clock. I'm sorry I haven't been able to come on live, but I have been tackling doctor's appointments this week, and I just got in from another one. So I thought I've got to get Mother and I something to eat, and I'm going to do an old country favorite that y'all know. I'm going to get that ground chuck that I have left over, and I'm going to put it in the black skillet here. But first, I'm going to saute me a few onions. And I've got my great value onions. I'll just use those today. I don't feel like doing a lot of stuff, so we're going to use our great value onions. My old go-to, if I don't want to peel an onion or feel like peeling an onion, I'm going to put some oregano, just a little bit of olive oil. Got my pan on. Got my skillet on there. Put a few of those onions in there, just frozen onions. I'll get us a little bag and roll those down good. Let me get a little Band-Aid. I mean, not a Band-Aid, rubber band. I never throw my stuff away. And I have a drawer here that's just got all kind of, stuff in it. Here, this will work fine too. I'll put a piece of tape on it. Scotch tape. Can't beat Scotch tape. I'll pull that down and put that in there. Because I know I've got to put these back in the freezer, so we'll have them this week. We'll just get that going like that. My mother used to make this all the time in a big pan of it. A big old pan of it. That's good pink meat. We just brown it. Just brown a hamburger. I'll get that kind of pushed down so it'll continue to cook. Let's put some salt. Of course, your pepper. I'm just doing this like the old way. The only difference is I'm using frozen onions. I'm using the same skillet that I ate out of as a child. So this skillet's made a lot of this. Y'all know it as you know what on a shingle. The ones of you do. Because it served in the army and everybody knows what on a shingle is. But it sure is filling. So we'll that mess cleaned up. So instead of on a piece of live bread, I pulled some of those homemade potato roll pieces out that I had, and I'll put them on I'll put them in a little pan here. We'll get some of those. Because I don't like wasting, so I always just, these were the potato rolls, and I had these pieces, and there's no sense in not using them. So I'll heat those in the convection oven. Just, let's see, I'll just heat them up. Okay, let me get some of this. Get this kind of, get all that red out of there. You want that cooked down good, your hamburger. You want it cooked so that you don't get sick. I laid a turkey out because I bought those turkeys, you remember, at Low. Let's see, I bought these turkeys. I bought this one for 88 cents a pound, so it was $9 for this whole frozen young honeysuckle turkey at the country grocery store. So I've got it in the, in the sink. So and I thought I'd do that turkey this weekend because there's nothing better than good turkey meat. And when you find them that price, you can't beat it. Okay, let me get my, if I can. Always making noise, aren't I? Aren't I? Let me get my little grease bucket here. Cause I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'll tell you what I'm gonna have to do. Let me get, oh, this kitchen is so tiny, y'all. I want to, let me turn that on down. I'll get one of the restaurant pans. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these little froggy things. And I'm going to dip my hamburger meat into that. I don't want all that grease. Now, I've been finding Mother probably didn't used to do that. She just makes that grease, but I don't want all that grease. It's just too much. And I need some for my gravy, yeah, but that's just too much for me to be comfortable with it. So I'm going to take my and I can use some of that for my potatoes. So let me just set this right here and try to get the rest of this kind of dipped out. You know, olive oil and stuff, but I don't want to cook. I'm going to pour this over here into my grease pan now. Now I can do this. I'll just pour this. Get that into my grease pot. So now you've got a bunch of that old grease out of there, and you don't have to worry about it being so much on you. So let me get this, and I'm going to just transfer this right back to where it was without the grease. That's the only way you can do it, is just transfer it, and then if I need a little more oil, at least it'll, I put a little olive oil down in it. You know, some good oil. But I sure don't want that other in there. Okay, that's browned pretty good. Let me get one of my screen door. I want to make sure that this flour is. I'm just gonna put that in my hamburger meat. Depends on your pan. I'd say that'll probably be enough right there. You just get that in there. We'll probably need a little more. Let's see. You want that kind of chalky looking. You want that hamburger meat like it's kind of coated, you know, kind of. You can tell if it's kind of grease and flour coated. That's what you want. Okay, now then. Let me turn that skillet back up to, I'm going to set my milk right there. Let me get some of this Billie Jean's mess cleaned up while I'm waiting for that to get back up. Get this old grease rag. I just don't like all that stuff on the stove when I'm cooking. Okay. Okay, let's take our milk. We just got about nearly to the top here. I wouldn't say right to the top, but up there close. We just let that hamburger gravy cook down. We got it on high. And probably we can add a little more milk. You got a family you're trying to feed, you'll need a little more milk. Plus, it serves well if you keep it over. We've still got our cabbage and stuff. This is what we're going to have. And probably I'm going to add some water to that. Go ahead and add a little water. So that'll kind of make it a silky gravy. See, that's already kind of thickening up now. Just want to add a little, not a lot. I better go ahead and put some more pepper in because it didn't look like much floated at the top. So I think that'll, now just let that cook down. It don't take long in these iron skillets, y'all. Get that up and let it get to going. And I've got some of these hash browns that I'm going to do something with. I just want to cook this, you know what, on the shingle down. Nothing any better than this on a good piece of bread. With a green onion. I used to make fried green tomatoes to go with it. Plus, it feeds a lot. If you got a bunch of kids and family, it feeds pretty good. Now you just see that it's just to getting going there. It's starting to boil. So once you get that, see it's thickening up. I want to move that off because that pan will stay hot. So you have to move that off of there. Okay. Keep stirring it. See how thick that got? Alright, then we move the butter. You get back that by old rooster. So that's still cooking. That's how long those skillets cook for. That's your good old hamburger gravy. I made green beans to go with it, or I just want to make sure I keep stirring it till it's through bubbling so it don't burn. It won't burn, I don't think, but I just want to make sure that see that's gotten real thick and good there. So we're good there. Now, let me get that same little pan that I transferred that in. I'm going to set it right there. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use some onions in those. And put a little onions and I'll put a few of my bell peppers in there that I cut up, buy on sale and cut up and freeze. Let me get a few of them out. There's some bell pepper. Oh well, let's turn that down till we get this up here. I tape that, but I'll untape it because we've got to have it. Can't do it without onions. So I'm just going to put these. You can keep over for breakfast, or let's do about that many. About that many onions, y'all. These might be thawed out enough. I'm not sure. We're going to see now. We're just going to take these and chop them right into put those right into our pan there. It was cold today, but Mother wanted to go to the doctor with me, so she went. We did very well. Of course, we got over there to the cancer doctor, and there was my sister and my brother-in-law that had the lung taken out, sitting there waiting on their appointment. So we got to see them. That makes Mother happy when she sees some of her kids, or one of her two daughters. She sees me all the time. She gets sick of me, I imagine. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to I'm going to just put some of these put a little of that oregano. Oh, kind of get those saute a little bit. I'm just going to kind of spread them out there. And I'm going to take a handful of these potatoes and I'm just going to lay them down in there. And I've got that much left. So, probably like that. That's just, we can save those for breakfast. So we just get those kind of thrown out on your pan there. It makes a pretty dish, doesn't it? Now let's salt them. You want those salted and peppered. Okay. Now let me get the rib. I'm just gonna let them sit in there and I'm gonna put it on about a 4. Let them sit there and do what they want to do while I get our stuff put back in the refrigerator and up in the freezer. Get these all put up. I bet a lot of y'all are out right now and being Friday night, going to a honky tonk or out to eat with your family. And that's what you're supposed to do. If you have somebody to do it with, you know. Let me get my lid rag. A lid rag. I'm going to put a few pieces of butter on that just to we like butter around here. We like our butter. That'll melt and ooze down in there and fry. I had to let one of the cats in because it's so cold out there. Okay, I'm going to put just a hair of chicken broth into that pan just to give those potatoes a little steam. Plus, it'll flavor them. That'll give it a good flavor. Let me see about the bread. Oh, the rolls come out nice, see? They're crunchy. Oh, they're good. Those are good. Let's put those right there. I didn't let them get too hot or the pan too hot because I didn't want them to re-brown. See, that's your potatoes. They're doing nicely. Let me get one of my restaurant spatulas, and I'm just going to go underneath that and just kind of scrape those up. That's what gives you all the flavors, that goodness down there of the hash brown. Then them onions and peppers really good. So now, clean that off. And put your lid back on there for a little bit. I didn't have any red tomatoes today. Ripe tomatoes, what I meant to say. I didn't have any. So, this will just have to be, I can do a small I don't know if Mother would eat. She's not been feeling real well. And she's not been feeling real well. I've got salad and sauteed corn kernels, but I do not feel like she'll want that. And she's asleep right now. She hadn't felt good, like I said. Neither one of us felt very good. And maybe a lot of people haven't. I'm going to turn that up a little bit and check that. Once again. Okay. Smells really, really good. So, see that? Wait, you have that. I want to let them get crunchy, just a little crunchy, not like a French fry. I like some softness to my hash browns, but I like one or two little crunchies. Those little crunchies is what makes it interesting. And if your food is interesting, then people like it. They love it. They'll want some more of it. Now, I could have made a can of those good homemade green beans with this. I could have made corn or anything else, but I think this is what we're going to have right here. Right here. So, yeah, I was going to try to come on tonight, but then I decided I just didn't really feel like it again. So those of y'all that are my followers that watch my lives, I'm sorry, but I just haven't been able to do it, and I know y'all understand. I've been trying to get these doctor's appointments over. And I'm just scraping those little brown, little brown off the bottom. We're going to go ahead and turn that off. Now these are chef's pans, and they're used to all kind of stuff, so don't write in telling me, oh, this and that. It's a solid coated, and a solid pan. They're not a coated pan, so we're not getting that. Now I'm just going to put that lid there and get some of this wiped up. That lids, that condensation gets all over the place. And let me put this in the sink so I can wash it. And I'll go ahead and pull that kind of off to the side there. And I'm going to get a small plate today. We're going to do a small one. We'll use our small. Oh, see, I just get so tired out. And I lay down for a little while. It's just part of it. I have to go and get a bone marrow biopsy next week. We pray that it's not cancer, but if it is, I'll just deal with it. I went ahead and told Mother so she would understand, because I want her to know everything that goes on. And I don't try to hide nothing from her. Never have, never will. Okay, so now we've got let's get us one of these good rolls. And I'm going to take that. Let me get this one. I'm going to take this roll and I'm going to split it. Just right down the middle. Now that roll, look, the pan's still hot. that roll, well, I'm just going to label this hamburger, you know what, on a shingle right over that. That good homemade roll. And we've got our hash brown potatoes with onions and green peppers on this Friday night. A small meal, but it's a very rib sticking meal. And I think your family would enjoy the you know what on the shingle. I grew up on it. Many people grew up on it. So God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. And we'll talk to you pretty soon.